Well, welcome. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Win with Willie. I can't if I think I can't. Let's turn that around. I can if I think I can. Well, good evening. Welcome. You probably are wondering right now about those particular quotes, and I'm going to share a story about those particular quotes. I can't if I think I can't. And primarily, my focus tonight will be on I can if I think I can. That's going to be my focus tonight, is dealing with a positive attitude. As a man thinketh, so is he. Let me share a quick story right quick about that I can if I think I can. Most of you know, if you don't know, I spent a few years on active duty in the Air Force. And while I was in the Air Force, I was working on my bachelor's degree at McMurray University in Abilene, Texas. And so that's a shout out for McMurray University. There may be some McMurray alumni out there. So welcome to McMurray University. But I was taking some classes at McMurray Universities. And one of those classes I was taking was a English class. And my English teacher brought in a metal can. Now, remember this is a few years ago. And so all the digital devices that we have right now didn't exist then. But a regular metal can, a vegetable can that she had taken the label off, and she had taken an embossing gun and typed out the words, I can if I think I can. She brought that can into class that night at Dyce Air Force Base in Abilene, Texas, and gave every student that can. And I looked at that can, and she was planting a seed. And that's another thing I want to talk about tonight, is planting seeds. What seeds are you planting? And so I took that can, and I was an active duty first sergeant, had a pretty nice office, very beautiful furniture, well decorated. But I took that can and placed that can on the front of my desk. It looked out of place, definitely out of place, because it was a metal can sitting on a desk and did not fit in with the rest of the decor of the office. But it was very attractive to me because of the message on that can. I didn't turn that I can around so I can read it. I turned the I can if I think I can around so my guests that was entering my office and that I was communicating with that day could see that quote. And they would say, hey, First Sergeant, look at this. What does this mean? And of course, my response is, I'm glad you asked, because that opened up a dialogue of positive thinking. I can if I think I can. I have to tell you this story, also another story, and I'm going to share things coming from As a Man Thinketh of James Allen. That's going to be primarily my information tonight. But listen to what Zig Ziglar said about the positive thinking I can if I think I can. Positive thinking won't let you do anything, but it will let you do everything better than the negative thinking will. Let me repeat that so you can get that in your mind. And I'm going to share several quotes tonight. So I'm hoping that you have your notepad out and that you are listening to these quotes and you're writing these quotes down, because I believe in quotes and I believe in adding value. I believe in planting those seeds. And my focus tonight is to plant seeds. And this quote from Zig Ziglar says, positive thinking won't let you do anything, but it will let you do everything better than negative thinking will. How about this before I get into the seeds versus the weeds? How about this? This is what positive thinking will do for your life. Increase your lifespan. Increase your lifespan. Yes, I'm not saying that something's not going to happen, but it will certainly increase your lifespan. How about this one? Positive thinking, lower your rates of depression, lower your distress. How about increasing your immune system? Because if you're a positive thinker, you're probably going to eat right. You're probably going to exercise. You're going to do what's necessary to take care of your body. You're also going to take care of your mind. Instead of being a fixed mindset person, you become a growth mindset person because you want to enhance your ability to think and grow. And of course, your cardiovascular system, all those different things associated with. And I think we all want to have these different characteristics and these attributes to have a better lifestyle. So let's talk about planting seeds versus weeds. I grew up in the country and we planted our gardens. And you might relate to this. When you plant a garden, if you don't till that garden, if you don't tend that garden, eventually weeds will start growing. And your responsibility is to go and remove those weeds, because if you don't remove those weeds, I think you know what's going to happen. Those weeds are going to choke out the life of the plants, will choke out the lives of the plants. Now relate that to positive thinking versus negative thinking, weeds versus seeds. You are now planting seeds in your mind of great thoughts, but you're associating yourself with weeds, folks, with negative thinking. And eventually, if you don't eradicate yourself of being around negative thinking people or entertaining negative thoughts and associating yourself with negative venues, eventually those negative things will become those weeds in your life. And those weeds in your life will choke out all those positive things that you've added to your life. So the focus is to cultivate your mind with positive things. And I like what James Allen states, and As a Man Thinketh, he talks about the effects of thought on our circumstances. And he equates it this way. And this is how he states it. A man's mind is likened to a garden, which may be intelligently cultivated or allowed to run wild. But whether cultivated or neglected, it must and will bring forth. It will bring forth something. What do you want your mind to bring forth? Because your mind is going to bring forth who you become. And if you're not cultivating with positive thinking, adding value, surrounding yourself with positive people and with a growth mindset, your mind will bring forth the opposite of positive, and that will be negative. If no useful seeds are put in, no useful seeds, then the abundance of useless weeds will fall therein. I want you to have life and life more abundantly. And having life more abundantly is planting and growing and cultivating positive seeds in your life. And what you grow and what you plant is what you will produce. And James Allen goes on to say, just as a gardener cultivates his plots, keeping it free from weeds, keeping your life free from negative situations, get a positive life stance. Negative things will come. But if you have a positive life stance for yourself and for your life, when those negative things, you have a platform and a core to remove those things from your life. In other words, you have the tools to go and till those negative things from your life. You know exactly how to replace those negative things with positive things in your life. Surround yourself with positive thinking and cultivating your mind with a growth mindset. And it goes on, I'll state it one more time. Just as a gardener cultivates his plot, keeping it free from weeds and growing the flowers and fruits which he requires, so may a gardener, so may a man tend the garden of his mind. We must tend our mind. We must tend our mind. We must be careful what we entertain. We must be careful what we watch because, as you know, what goes in will come out. And we're all victim of that as well. We certainly are. I'll share a quick story in regards to planting those seeds versus weeds, because as a child, you get called certain names, you get picked on, you get singled out, you get bullied in school. And I remind myself of very early in my life at schools in East Texas where I was singled out. But let me share one story with you that really singled me out and set me on a path of believing in and achieving. I have an aunt that's still alive today, beautiful aunt. She's my mother's youngest sister, and I'm the single kid from that family, skinny, bone. I think I weighed, when I graduated high school, I was 147 pounds, soaking wet, but very small. But even prior to that, I was even extremely small. And my aunt, she basically told me one day that you are handsome. Somehow I gravitated towards that. Whether you believe I'm handsome or not, it doesn't matter. It's really irrelevant. But I believe it. And she shared that with me. And I gravitated towards that because I won't share with you the other names that I was called prior to her sharing with me. That Jeffrey, that's what she called me. Of course, most people call me Jeff now. But you're handsome. And I stuck with that. And I believe in that because how I'll see myself is going to determine the things I achieve and also the people that I'm going to surround myself with. So my message to us tonight is surround yourself with positive thinking and positive people. I got surrounded literally, even in my 8th grade class, was told by a certain teacher, the S word. No, that's not the profanity word, but the S word. When it comes to intelligent, I got told the S word, that I was never going to amount to anything. That's either here or there. But that message was very, very powerful. It impacted me for a long time because I believed it. I believe it. And I had that mantra, I can't if I think I can't. But eventually something said, I can if I think I can. And that teacher that came to my class was my English teacher when I was taking an English class at McMurray University in Abilene, Texas, brought that can and set that on my desk and said, this is for you. I can if I think I can. This quote goes another long way as well. Talks about the state of the mind. This is from Dr. Dwayne Dwyer. The state of your life is nothing more than a reflection of the state of your mind. My question to us tonight, my question to me as well, what is the state of my mind? What am I feeding my mind? How am I tending my garden? Am I removing the weeds from my garden? Am I planting positive seeds? And when those negative weeds starts growing, am I cultivating and tilling and removing those weeds from my garden or from my mind? Because we are a reflection of our thoughts and we are a reflection of our thinking. That's our focus. That's my message to you tonight. That's why I have this platform of realizing my background and my history doesn't determine my today or my tomorrow. But did I bring some of those thoughts forward? You bet I did. Are you bringing some of those thoughts forward? You bet you are. But once the self-awareness and you realize that those thoughts are hindering you and that you need to find something to replace those thoughts with, and that surround yourself with positive thinking, you can change your mind. And when you change your mind, you can change your life. I can if I think I can. That's my message, and I'm sticking with it. So thank you for being part of another series of Win with Willie. This is my message to you tonight. I look forward to chit-chatting with you next week. Tune in, share this message with your friends on Facebook, on YouTube, but let them know that they can win in life and come along besides me and help me win in life as we win in life together. See you next week. Be blessed and take care.